Okay, so this meeting we will be taking what we have learned about the exchange system and putting it all together to create a meal and a day's worth of meals. So before I begin, just let you know I'm a volunteer for TOPS and not a nutrition expert, and the materials I'm using comes directly from TOPS material. Please consult your healthcare professional for your meal plan appropriate for you. So the exchange system is not a diet. It is a food plan that you choose what you eat, and all foods fit. With a little planning, you can eat the food you like and lose weight. So the first thing we need to do is pick your calorie intake for the day. So let's go back up to the calorie counts. Okay. So as you can see here, the number of exchanges in each category depends on how many calories you need to eat each day. So mix and match the foods you can eat between meals and snacks. Don't get stuck on the same food for every meal. You won't stick to a plan if you do. Always try something new, and there should be an eating plan that you can live with. So if you notice on this slides, based on your 12, 1500, 1800, 2000, 2200, the more calories you can eat during the day, the more of the exchanges that you add per category. Okay. All right, so remember all calories come from carbohydrates, proteins, and fat. Each food in the different categories of exchange system has the same makeup of these three nutrients. So to give you an example of how to plan your meals, let's start building our dinner plate. So we're going to start with a starch. So if you want to follow along, you can pick and choose how you build your plate. So we're going to start with a starch. The My Day One book includes mix and match menus very similar to what you see here. This will help build a balanced meal in your calorie level. So let's start with one serving of one of these starches. If you don't like any of these, you can choose a half a cup of creamed potatoes or 1/3 cup of rice or pasta. So if you look back at the starches, let's see if I can get this to work. Here we go. So you can see for your dinner, there's several choices that you can make based on what you're having for anything else that you're having for dinner. So you could pick and choose anything here from the bread, cereals, and grain. If you want bread as your starch, you could pick the serving size of that. There's starchy vegetables also. But tonight, I am going to choose from this list a half a cup of mashed sweet potatoes. That's going to include one starch exchange. All right, so let's move on to our non-starchy vegetables. Okay, so again, you can select any vegetable you like. There's also a variety of vegetables that you can choose from. Just make sure you have the right portion size. So the basic portions of vegetables is a half a cup of cooked vegetables or 1 cup of raw vegetables. So one cup is about the size of your fist. Okay, so for my dinner, I'm selecting 1 cup of cooked broccoli. All right, so far we have 1 starch exchange and 2 vegetable exchanges. Remember, half a cup cooked is 1 vegetable exchange, and I'm having 1 cup of cooked broccoli, so that's 2 vegetable exchanges. Okay, let's move on to protein. So the protein, again, you can choose what you wish. A single serving of protein is 1 ounce, which is one protein exchange, and the average size portion of meat in a meal is usually 3 ounces. So as you can see, a 3 ounce cooked piece of chicken is about the size of a deck of playing cards, and 3 ounces of grilled fish is about the size of a checkbook. So you don't have to worry about toting your scales around with you. You can judge by the size. There's many different proteins you can choose from. And if you're not a meat eater, you can select the plant-based protein or egg, cheese, things like that. So for my dinner, I am selecting the 3 ounces of grilled chicken. So now we have 1 carb, 2 vegetable exchanges, and 3 proteins. So our plate is not complete though. So next we can choose a fat exchange. The fat exchange, so we could have, if you're having a half a potato, or even on my broccoli, I could have 1 teaspoon of butter, or I'm going to choose 1 teaspoon of Italian dressing to cook on my chicken. So that's going to be my fat exchange. You can saute the broccoli in olive oil, you know, so anything, avocado, anything that would season your food is the fat exchange. So we can also have a free exchange. So the free exchange comes in handy when you're seasoning your food also, or adding drinks. So you can add a dash of cinnamon on the sweet potato, or an unsweet tea, or even a cup of skim milk with your meal. And all of those are considered free exchanges. If you don't want to use your free food for a drink, simply have water and then add flavoring to your meal. So far, right now we have 1 starch, 2 vegetable exchanges, 1 fat, and 1 free exchange, and 3 proteins. So if you use the exchange food diary sheet, you would write what you're eating, and then down at the bottom you would mark a box for each of these exchanges. That's an easy way to count, so you don't have to keep up with the calories of each particular food. Okay, so now we're going to add a fruit. So we could have fruit for a dessert. Do you ever feel like you need something sweet or savory after a savory meal? I do sometimes. So if you don't want to have your fruit with your meal, you can save it later for a snack. So let's add a fruit exchange for dessert. I'm going to choose 15 grapes. You could very well choose a cup of mixed fruit, or a half a cup of mixed fruit for 1 fruit exchange. You could have fruit juice. There's many fruits that you can choose from to include on that plate. So our dinner plate is set. Again, if you have the diary to go by, you can mark off 1 starch exchange, 2 vegetable exchanges, 1 fat exchange, 1 free exchange, 3 proteins, and 1 fruit. So this meal here, putting all of it together, is about 500 calories. And that's a pretty good amount to eat for 500 calories. Because the meals are balanced, they should keep you feeling full longer. If you're still hungry, you can always add a green salad, which is a free exchange. The dressing that you add to the salad, depending on what kind it is. It could be a free or a fat exchange. Some examples of other meals you could have. So here's a sample of breakfast. So pancakes, sugar-free syrup. That looks like yogurt. And then you got your strawberries. But if you're allergic to strawberries, you can always choose pineapple or blueberry, or even have orange juice instead. Here you have, it looks like oatmeal and string cheese. Not sure what that is. I didn't do these pictures, so I'm not sure what these things are. But again, if you don't like yogurt, you can always pick another protein, such as cottage cheese, or you can have milk. All right. Lunch options. Here's a large salad with looks like avocado dressing or something like that, that you could use for your fat. Here you've got a good sized salad. All the green salads is free food, so any toppings you put on it is what you would count. And you've got your starch here for the oven baked chips. It looks like there's a small bowl of chili there as well. But again, if there's something on one of these plates that you don't like, you can always substitute it for something else in the same category. Okay, here's some optional dinner plates. There's a good portion of green beans. You always want half of your plate to be vegetables or free. You got a small starch, and then you've got a quarter of your plate as a protein. And they even included dessert, which looks like fruit bowls. And after dinner for dessert, you could have like Jello with Cool Whip and coffee. So all of this is included, and it's good size portions and good food that you like. All right, so the takeaways here. You can use the TOPS website as a good source to help make the food plan, and I'll just go over that a minute. If you go to the members area and the TOPS resources, there is a section on the food exchange system. Here it goes into a little bit more detail about the exchanges, the mix and match menus included in the My Day One book. There's sample meals that you can go see what's there. And from here, if there's something on this plate you don't like, you just go to your exchange list and pick something else. So there's sample menus here, and this one right here is vegan. So instead of having a protein meat, they're having soy-based sausage patties. So they're eating plant-based proteins. So there is several examples of meals that you can use. Again, if you're on a special diet, you can still use the exchange system, eating gluten-free, vegan, or dairy-free. Again, that's in the members area, my TOPS resources, and the exchange system overview. Okay, so always read the labels to know the correct portion sizes and the nutrition makeup of the food, so you know what to how to categorize it. Journal everything you eat. I know you've heard the terms, if you bite it, write it. And that is a good way to keep up with what you are eating during the day. Make sure that you're not overdoing on one category and lacking on another. Balanced nutrition is the key to losing weight and keeping it off. And two, when you go back and look in your journal, it'll tell you why the scales showed the results that they did, good or bad. And if you include in your journal the way you're feeling for the day or an emotion when you eat a particular food, things like that, you can control it in the help control it in the future. All right, so remember your portions. Chapter 2 of the Blue Book, the Real Life Guide, gives you the portion sizes of most of the foods that you will eat, and how you can measure without measuring cups, without carrying measuring cups or spoons. Eat a variety of foods. Don't get stuck in a rut or eating the same foods all the time. Changes or that will not be a long-term solution. So if you eat the same things all the time because you know it'll work, then you're probably not going to keep that going long term. You're going to get tired of that. So mix and match your food, make your plate colorful. Again, TOPS has the tools to help you with the exchange system. Start with the My Day One book that you got when you started TOPS. The exchange menu guide right here, or the menu guide right here will help you keep track of the things that you're eating, the meals that you're planning. And if you need a little help, on the website, there's a 28-day meal planner. It gives you meals for every day, and it even has a grocery list that you can take to prepare those meals. There's also a journal called My Real Progress that is actually this. Each page, you write down what you eat and you mark the exchanges as they come up. All right, so I know I went through just one plate. So this week, try just creating one day of meals, and try to get all your exchanges in based on your calorie intake. And then just take it one day at a time, and then the next week you do 2 days, and then it'll get easier as time goes on. So pace yourself, have a positive attitude, and decide, commit, and succeed. So it's your choice. All right. Thank you for listening. I'm going to stop the recording and we'll continue our discussion.